Imagine this, you're digging through an old jar of pennies, and without even knowing it, your fingers brush past a coin that could be worth more than your car, your house, even your retirement fund. Now, let me ask you a serious question. When was the last time you truly looked at your pennies? Not just glanced. Really looked. Because hidden among the most ordinary coins is one that has shocked the coin world with its recent sale, a 2009 Bicentennial Lincoln penny with no mint mark, sold for a jaw-dropping $920,000, yes, that's right. A penny, a single cent, nearly $1 million treasure hiding in plain sight. Welcome to Rare Coins World, where we reveal the true stories of forgotten coins and how they're quietly turning everyday Americans into millionaires. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify this elusive coin, and why time is running out to act. Let's begin. First, let's rewind to the year 2009. America was celebrating the bicentennial birth year of Abraham Lincoln. The U.S. Mint released a special series of 4 different reverse designs on the penny, representing different stages of Lincoln's life. You may remember seeing them. Childhood in Kentucky, formative years in Indiana, professional life in Illinois, and finally, his presidency in Washington, D.C. Now here's where things get interesting. Most of these 2009 pennies were produced at either the Philadelphia or Denver mints, easy to spot with a small P or D mint mark. But there's a rare anomaly. A small number of these coins were struck without any mint mark at all. No P, no D, nothing. At first glance, these pennies look identical to millions of others. But coin experts and collectors around the world know this truth. When a no mint mark Bicentennial Lincoln penny appears in the right condition, especially in high grades like MS67 or above, the market value skyrockets. Let me say that again. A 1-cent coin worth over $900,000, and if you're wondering how such a common-looking coin could be worth so much, here's your answer: rarity, condition, and demand. Now, I know what you might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. But let's pause for a moment. Do you remember when people laughed at those who invested in Bitcoin in 2011? Now some of them are billionaires. The same logic applies here. Most people overlook coins. But the few who pay attention, they cash in. Let's break the tension for a second. If you're like most people, right now you're eyeing that dusty coin jar on the kitchen counter like it just winked at you. Don't worry, it probably didn't. But hey, maybe it's trying to tell you something. Alright, back to business. Now here's where the real magic happens. In early 2024, a collector at a small Midwest coin show brought in what he thought was a regular penny from 2009. He almost spent it at a gas station, no joke. But something caught his eye. The coin had no mint mark, and the surface had a near-perfect, uncirculated shine that he got it professionally graded. It came back as MS67 RED. It sold at auction for $920,000. Here's the twist. Experts believe there are still a few of these coins in circulation. That means someone, maybe even you, could unknowingly own one. And the window to find them is closing. So what can you do right now? First, check your 2009 pennies. Look closely. No mint mark means no P or D below the year. Second, examine the coin's condition. Does it look sharp? Glossy? Unworn? Then it might be in a high mint state. Third, and this is critical, get it professionally graded. Use a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Never attempt to clean or polish the coin. You could destroy its value instantly. And finally, educate yourself. Watch videos like this one. Stay connected to the coin community. Because opportunities like this come without warning, and they disappear just as fast. Remember this, every wealthy collector today started by recognizing the value in what others ignored. This isn't about luck. It's about knowing what to look for, and acting before it's too late. Now here's what I want you to ask yourself: what if your fortune has been hiding in a drawer all these years? What if your path to wealth doesn't start with stocks or real estate, but with a single penny? The answer could be sitting inches from your fingertips right now. Don't let this be another story you hear about on the news and think, I wish I had known sooner. Check your coins, and stay tuned, because in our next video, we're revealing another modern penny that could be worth even more. You heard that right. A modern 2002 Lincoln 1-cent penny, with no mint mark, is turning heads in the collector's world. Recently, one of these coins shocked the market with a jaw-dropping valuation of $900,000. Now before you brush this off thinking, it's just a regular penny, let me stop you right there. This is not your everyday change. This is a silent millionaire hiding in plain sight. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your coin jar? Or better yet, that old coffee tin in the attic? You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it, and by the way, if you're thinking, oh come on, why would anyone pay that much for a penny? Stick with me. Because by the end of this video, not only will you know why, you'll be checking every single penny in your home. Let's rewind to 2002. The Lincoln cent had already been circulating for nearly a century. Most people were used to tossing them aside, barely giving them a second glance. But in that particular year, something unusual happened. A small batch of Lincoln cents left the Philadelphia Mint with a critical omission. The mint mark was completely missing. Now, you might be wondering, so what? Isn't that just a simple printing error? Exactly. And that's where the goldmine lies. In numismatics, the world of rare coin collecting, errors mean money. Scarcity and uniqueness drive value. And when a minting mistake is tied to a widely circulated coin like the Lincoln penny, collectors go wild. Imagine this, two pennies side by side. They look nearly identical. But one has a little P or D under the year, and the other one doesn't. That tiny difference can mean the gap between 1 cent and nearly $1 million. Let me tell you about one collector. He found a 2002 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in an old drawer, forgotten for years. When he had it graded, it received a near-perfect score. That's when the offers started pouring in. $900,000. And climbing, but here's where it gets even more exciting. Experts believe there are more of these hidden out there. In circulation. In old piggy banks. In forgotten desk drawers. Possibly even in your pocket right now. Now pause and think about this. How many 2002 pennies have you come across in your life? Do you remember checking for the mint mark? I'll wait, because this isn't just a story of a rare penny. This is about the chance to change your life. And the window of opportunity is shrinking fast. Let's talk numbers. Only a handful of these 2002 no-mint mark pennies have been officially verified in mint state condition. That means they're pristine, untouched, and flawless. The kind of quality collectors and investors crave, and with the growing hype around error coins in the collectibles market, their value is exploding. Coin auctions are seeing record-breaking bids. Private buyers are making offers under the radar. The demand is outpacing the supply, and that is a recipe for skyrocketing prices. But don't just look at this as a collector's curiosity. Think like an investor. A single coin can shift your financial future. Imagine paying off your debts, upgrading your home, or taking that dream vacation you've been putting off for years. And hey, let's be honest, wouldn't it be hilarious if the penny you've been ignoring for decades turns out to be worth more than your car? Or your house? Seriously, how's that for a conversation starter at Thanksgiving? So what should you do right now? Start looking. Get out your old coin jars. Examine every 2002 Lincoln penny. Look closely under the year. If you don't see a mint mark, don't assume it's worthless. This could be your once-in-a-lifetime find. Next, get it evaluated. Don't clean it, don't scratch it, don't tamper with it. Reach out to a certified grading service. A perfect condition can make the difference between a couple hundred and hundreds of thousands. And finally, educate yourself. Because this is just the beginning. The world of rare coins is filled with hidden gems, just like this one, that can flip your reality in an instant. But here's the cliffhanger. What if I told you there's another Lincoln penny from a different year that's even more valuable, yet even more people are throwing it away every single day? Do you have a simple penny lying in a drawer, forgotten in a jar, or tossed into your car's cup holder? Now ask yourself this: what if that plain copper coin is worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 2003 Lincoln penny without a mint mark has shocked the numismatic world with a jaw-dropping market value of $897,000. Still think pennies are worthless? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot the real deal, and why collectors are paying a small fortune for a coin most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up. But before we dive deep, here's something to consider: would you recognize wealth if it were staring back at you from a penny? Let's rewind to the year 2003. Gas was cheap, phones had buttons, and no one thought a newly minted penny could ever be rare. After all, billions were produced, but in that massive ocean of copper-plated zinc, a few coins slipped through the cracks of perfection. Some came out without the Philadelphia mint mark. No P, no D, nothing at all. Just Lincoln's stoic face staring straight ahead. That's when everything changed. Collectors started noticing subtle errors. Slight off-center strikes. Unusual doubling in the date. And most critically, the missing mint mark. Now, here's the kicker: most people toss these aside. They assume the lack of a mint mark means it's common. But in rare cases, that absence is not a flaw, it's a jackpot. Imagine going through a handful of change and pulling out a coin that could erase your mortgage, fund your retirement, or pay for your grandkids' college in full. Sounds like a fairy tale. It's not that a verified specimen of the 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with the right error pattern in near-perfect condition recently stunned collectors when it reached $897,000 at auction. Now let me pause here and ask, when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies before spending them? Probably never. And that's exactly what the big collectors are counting on. I mean, think about it. We all ignore pennies until we need to scratch a lottery ticket or silence a rattle in the glove compartment. Who knew that same coin could buy a beachfront home? Crazy, right? But this is exactly why you need to keep watching. Because the real gold isn't in the coin, it's in knowing how to identify it. So, how do you know if your 2003 Lincoln cent is worth a life-changing fortune? First, flip the coin and look for the absence of a mint mark below the date. No D. No P. Just a clean space. Second, examine the coin's surface. If it's unusually glossy or has a mirrored finish, you might be looking at a proof-like strike. Those are even rarer. Next, check for doubling, especially on Lincoln's I, the date, and the word Liberty. Coins with doubling errors are like hidden signatures from the mint itself. And finally, condition is everything. A coin in mint state, graded MS 67 or higher, can skyrocket in value. If yours has no scratches, no discoloration, and razor-sharp details, you need to get it professionally graded. But here's the urgent part: these coins are being scooped up fast. Dealers, investors, and collectors are combing through collections like treasure hunters. And once they're gone, they're gone. Will you be the one who finds it, or the one who missed it? Quick story. A man in Ohio found one of these pennies in a roll of coins he bought at a bank for 50 cents. He almost tossed it aside but noticed the missing mint mark. He got it graded, listed it, and now lives debt-free with a six-figure bank account. And you're still wondering if this is possible? This isn't about luck. It's about awareness. If you're watching this, you're already ahead of most people. You now know what makes the 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable. You understand how condition, error types, and rarity converge to create $1 million opportunity, but information without action is just wasted potential. So here's what to do right now: go grab your coin jar. Dig into those old rolls you've been ignoring, inspect every 2003 penny you find. Look closely for missing mint marks and doubling, and if you think you found something, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. It might cost you $50, but it could return $900,000. Still not convinced? Let me leave you with this: one penny changed a man's life. Yours might be next, but here's the final twist: there's another modern penny out there, even rarer than this one, and it's still unconfirmed in the wild. In our next video, I'll reveal what to look for and how it could be worth even more. Now, before you go checking your couch cushions or your old coin jar, stay with me. Because the story behind this unassuming penny is more dramatic, more surprising, and more urgent than you think. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify it, and how it could change your life forever. Sounds unbelievable? That's what most people thought too, until collectors started fighting for this coin like it was gold. But here's the question: could you be holding one right now without even knowing? Let's rewind to 2005. The US Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents that year. They were ordinary. They were everywhere. They were forgettable, but in the world of coin collecting, or numismatics, as the experts call it, it's the mistakes, the oddities, the flaws that turn trash into treasure. Among these billions of pennies, a tiny handful had something strange. They had no mint mark. Now typically, pennies from Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, and that's normal. But here's where it gets interesting. One particular 2005 penny, with no mint mark, looked like all the others, until it didn't. Under magnification, its details were sharper, the color richer, and the finish unusual, a sign of a possible early strike, rare die alignment, or experimental planchet. These are terms most people never hear, but collectors drool over them. One of these was authenticated, graded at a near-perfect condition, and sold at auction for a life-changing $891,000. Let that sink in. A penny, that paid for a mansion. So how does a penny become worth more than a Ferrari? You see, most coins get scratched, nicked, tossed around. But this one, it was preserved, possibly even uncirculated, making it a unicorn in the collecting world. And here's the kicker, experts believe there may be more out there. That's right. The one that sold wasn't the only one ever made. There could be others in private hands, forgotten drawers, or dusty coin jars in homes like yours. Now I know what you're thinking, but Afsu, how do I know if mine is valuable? That's a great question. And it brings us to the secret sauce of identifying $1 million penny. Look for a 2005 Lincoln cent with no mint mark. Examine the surface. Is it unusually lustrous? Does it have perfect or near-perfect edges? Does the engraving seem sharper than usual? And here's a pattern interrupt. Quick quiz. What do pennies and donuts have in common? They're both worth way more when they're rare and in perfect shape. But unlike donuts, your penny won't go stale overnight. Now, back to business. Collectors and dealers are currently scouring the market for more of these rare 2005 cents. In fact, current valuations, as of this month, place a pristine specimen at up to $891,000, depending on grading. That's not speculation. That's confirmed market action. Let's talk urgency. Coin collectors aren't waiting. They know the window of opportunity for finding one of these rare pennies is closing fast. The longer you wait, the more coins get discovered, and the less rare your penny becomes. It's a race against time. And the clock is ticking. You've got two choices right now. Point 1. Close this video, forget everything you just heard, and let that jar of pennies keep collecting dust. Maybe toss them into a Coinstar and walk away with $10. Or 2. Dig in, inspect your 2005 pennies, and potentially uncover one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents in modern history. Let me ask you this. If someone offered you the keys to a brand new house in exchange for 1 penny, would you say no? That's what this opportunity is. Yes, a coin worth just 1 cent. Now valued at over $655,000, sounds crazy, right? But this isn't fiction. This is real, and it's happening right now in the world of coin collecting. Before you brush this off, hear me out, because one overlooked coin could be the key to transforming your financial future. Stay with me. This story might change the way you look at loose change forever. Let's talk about the 2013 Lincoln no mint mark 1 cent penny. A coin so ordinary, you probably have one in your pocket right now. But one rare version of this coin sold for over $655,000, and most people have no idea why. Still think pennies are worthless? Now, take a breath. Let's peel back the layers. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation for over a century. You've seen it 1,000 times, but in 2013, something unusual happened at the Philadelphia Mint, where coins are typically struck without a mint mark. Most people overlook these coins because, well, they all look the same, but one 2013 Lincoln penny, struck without a mint mark, caught the eye of collectors, not for how it looked, but because of how it was made. It had a major die error, a rare imperfection during minting that turns an everyday penny into a historical anomaly. And here's the thing. Errors like this don't shout. They whisper. They're often silent, hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone smart enough to notice. Imagine the fear of throwing away a coin like that because you didn't know what you were holding. Thousands have done it. Could you have already made that mistake? Or worse, could that tiny treasure still be lying forgotten in your kitchen drawer? Now ask yourself, what would an extra $500,000 do for your life? A new home. Debt gone. Retirement early. A legacy for your kids. This isn't about coins. It's about freedom. Quick question, ever spend a penny and immediately regret it? No. Well, if it was the 2013 no mint mark rare error penny, you might just cry, but how do you spot the right one? Let's move into the exciting part, the telltale signs and hidden clues that separate a jackpot penny from the ordinary. The $655,000 version of the 2013 Lincoln penny had a double die error, where the image appears doubled due to a minting malfunction. Specifically, the doubling appears on Lincoln's eyes, nose, and mouth, along with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Also look for a slight off-center strike, and unusual rim thickness. These might seem minor, but to collectors, they're gold. Now here's the kicker, these rare coins often go unnoticed because they blend in with regular pennies. People throw them in tip jars. They drop them under car seats. They get buried in couch cushions, and that's where you come in. Start checking your change. Dive into your piggy banks. Revisit those old jars full of pennies you've ignored for years, because even if it's not the $655,000 penny, there are hundreds of 2013 era coins selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars right now that don't just dream of a wealthy life. Chase it, because every second you wait is a chance someone else finds what could have been yours. Now, here's what most people miss, and it's why they lose out on fortunes. There's one more rare feature linked to this 2013 penny that could boost its value even higher, but hardly anyone knows about it. I'll reveal what it is, and how to identify it, in my next video, where we break down hidden markers that make ordinary coins worth millions. But for now, do this: grab every 2013 penny you can find, check them under strong light. Use a magnifier. Take photos, because if you've got the right one, your next dollar could be 655,000 of them, and remember, your fortune might already be in your hands, you just have to look closer. Because right now, a simple 2015 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, the same kind you might overlook or toss in a jar, has been sold for a jaw-dropping $648,000. Yes, you heard that right. $648,000. From one penny. But here's the real question, do you have one sitting in your home right now without even realizing it? Stay with me, because over the next 10 minutes, I'll show you how to recognize this coin, why it's so valuable, and how people just like you are cashing in on these hidden treasures. Let's start with a story that in early 2024. A man in his late 50s was clearing out his late father's coin collection in rural Ohio. Nothing fancy, just a few jars of loose change, but tucked away in one of those jars, mixed in with nickels and quarters, was a seemingly ordinary 2015 penny with no mint mark. It was dusty, dull, barely noticeable, yet what he found turned his entire life around. He posted a picture on a coin appraisal forum, and within days, numismatics experts were buzzing. This wasn't just any penny. It was a die error variant, struck without a mint mark, with ultra-rare doubling features under microscopic inspection. He sold it at auction a few months later for, yes, $648,000. And here's the thing, this was not an isolated case. Dozens of these rare 2015 Lincoln pennies have been confirmed, and most are still out there, in drawers, in jars, in glove compartments across America, maybe even in your home. So why would a modern penny with no mint mark be worth more than most luxury cars? It all comes down to minting anomalies and collector psychology. In 2015, the Philadelphia Mint released billions of Lincoln pennies, all intended to have no mint mark, which is standard for Philly. But here's the twist, a small batch of coins was struck using a misaligned die that created doubling on Lincoln's profile and date. In the coin world, this kind of error is like a comet sighting. Combine that with a coin in pristine condition, uncirculated, with no scratches or handling marks, and you have a once-in-a-generation rarity. And collectors, they'll pay anything to complete their sets. Especially high-net-worth individuals looking for unique assets no one else has. One expert even called the 2015 no mint mark error penny the modern-day equivalent of the 1909 SVDB. That's like calling a modern Mustang more iconic than a vintage Shelby. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you really looked at your pennies? Let's break the seriousness for just a second. How many of you right now have a coin jar that's heavier than your gym dumbbells? Okay, maybe not that heavy, but here's the kicker, while it's collecting dust, it could be collecting value. Might be time to trade that jar for a new car. Or a beach house. Now here's the part you don't want to miss: the window of opportunity is closing, and fast. As more people become aware of this rare penny, more coins are being discovered, appraised, and auctioned. And like any market, as supply increases, the insane six-figure prices will begin to drop. What's going for $648,000 today might go for half that next year. Think about that. Every day you wait could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors are already scanning eBay listings, flea markets, even estate sales, hunting down 2015 pennies with doubling and no mint marks. The smart ones? They're consulting experts, sending in coins for grading, and locking in premium deals. The rest? They're still saying, it's just a penny. Let me ask you, which side do you want to be on? Now, if you're wondering how to exactly spot the features that make this penny worth a fortune, the signs, the texture, the doubling, I've got you covered. In my next video, I'll walk you through step by step how to examine your own 2015 pennies and send them in for professional grading. I'll even share real auction house contacts currently buying these coins at premium prices, but you have to act fast. If you've ever dreamed of escaping debt, taking early retirement, or just proving everyone wrong, your journey might start with a single penny. Don't leave this to chance. Check your coins. Look closely. And subscribe now so you don't miss the guide that could change your life, because while everyone else is sleeping on their fortune, you'll be awake to the opportunity. A single modern penny. Not from 1909, not from the war era, 2016. And it gets better. This coin was found in circulation. Meaning someone like you, or me, could have spent it on a cup of coffee, without ever knowing they just gave away a fortune. Now, before you rush to check your change jar, listen closely. Because this story is more than just about money. It's about opportunity. It's about how ignoring the smallest details could cost you your dream lifestyle. Today, I'll walk you through why this 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny became a modern treasure. What makes it so rare? And why collectors are offering life-changing amounts to own it. But stay with me until the very end, because the truth about this coin will shock you. And I'll also reveal how many more of these pennies are still out there, waiting to be discovered. Possibly in your very own wallet. So, ready to find out if you're sitting on a hidden fortune? Let's rewind to 2016. The United States Mint released billions of Lincoln pennies that year. Most came out of Philadelphia, and as is standard practice, they had no mint mark. So you're probably asking, what's the big deal? Why would a regular, no mint mark penny be worth hundreds of thousands? Great question. And the answer is, a perfect storm of error, rarity, and demand. This particular penny didn't just miss a mint mark. It was struck using a misaligned die, causing unusual pressure marks and doubling on Lincoln's profile. These flaws aren't just mistakes. In the coin world, they're considered divine accidents, and collectors go wild for them. One expert even described this error as a 1 in a billion occurrence. Combine that with its modern date and pristine red luster, and you've got a unicorn. A coin so desirable, it pushed a frenzied bidding war at auction, finally hammering down at $641,000. Now here's where things get interesting. That penny was found in a bank roll. Someone took the time to look, and was rewarded with nearly $250,000. You might be laughing right now. A penny turning into a dream home? A luxury SUV? A retirement fund? It almost sounds like a scam. But it's not. The coin was authenticated, graded, and sold by one of the top numismatic auction houses in the country, and here's the kicker, this may not be the only one. Experts believe more 2016 pennies with this rare error were released into circulation. But most people never notice. They spend them. They throw them into jars. Some even vacuum them up. Let me ask you this, how many 2016 pennies have you seen and never inspected? Exactly. Now imagine this. You're out getting a burger. You get your change, and there's a shiny 2016 penny. You glance, shrug, and toss it in your car's cup holder. Weeks later, it's under the seat with a French fry fossil. Congratulations. You just threw away a luxury vacation. Funny? Yes. Sad. Even more so. Let's bring this home. This isn't just about one lucky coin. It's about mindset. Most people walk past opportunity every day. Sometimes, it's copper-plated and hiding in plain sight. So, what can you do? First, start checking your change. Focus on 2016 Lincoln pennies. Look for a bright, uncirculated finish, unusual doubling on Lincoln's face, or the word Liberty. Any signs of strike-throughs, misalignment, or off-centering. If something looks odd, don't ignore it. Coins with minor errors can still sell for thousands. Second, get your coins appraised. Send high-quality photos to reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. If your coin shows potential, the return could be life-changing. And finally, don't wait. Every day you hold off is another chance missed. That penny could be slipping through someone else's hands, someone who took the time to look. Remember this: wealth often hides where people least expect it. And sometimes, it hides in the palm of your hand. Before we close, here's a final twist. Rumors are swirling in the numismatic world about another error variation from the same year, still unconfirmed, but possibly even rarer than the six-figure penny. I'll be covering that in an upcoming video. And trust me, you'll want to be first in line for that information. So hit subscribe, and don't just watch coins, watch your future unfold, because your fortune might just be one penny away.